The training grounds of the Krevthor Protectorate were bustling with life. Across the sprawling open fields, dozens of younglings, cubs of the galaxy's most feared predator species, wrestled, roared, and practiced their hunting drills under the watchful eyes of their instructors. Yet among the towering reptilian elders and iron-scaled monitors, a strange figure moved. A human, small by comparison, soft-skinned and fragile-looking. The human woman known only as caretaker Emma was a curiosity. She laughed easily, encouraged the cubs with bright words, and showed no fear, even when the young ones bared their fangs in mock aggression. Some of the Krevthor parents had objected at first. A prey creature among our young? Insanity. She'll be torn apart. Humans are weak. But the council had insisted. There was ancient wisdom in this decision, stories passed down by the elder matriarchs. Stories about humans. On that fateful day, everything changed. A raid alarm tore through the training grounds, a blaring screech that froze blood and quickened hearts. Unknown hostile forces, pirate bands, monstrous and desperate, had broken through the orbital defenses and were descending toward the surface. The instructors barked orders, herding cubs into fortified shelters. Warriors armed themselves and sprinted toward defensive lines. In the chaos, a transport malfunctioned, trapping a small group of the youngest cubs inside a crumbling pavilion on the far end of the fields, and standing with them was caretaker Emma. From the observation post, High Matron Solgren watched in horror. She could see the raiders' grotesque insectoid beasts, bristling with crude weaponry, sweeping across the grounds toward the isolated pavilion. "Dispatch retrieval squads," she barked. "Too late," her adjutant whispered grimly. "They'll reach the younglings before we can." Solgren slammed a clawed fist against the console. They would lose their future, their bloodlines, in a matter of minutes. Unless. Her gaze drifted back to the human woman standing protectively among the cubs, her stance calm and unyielding. And Solgren remembered. The old stories. The whispered legends. Humans were not apex predators because of their fangs or claws. They were apex predators because of their heart. As the raiders closed in, Emma knelt before the terrified cubs. "Listen to me," she said, her voice firm but gentle. "We are going to be very brave right now. You are not alone." Some of the cubs whimpered, their tails lashing in fear. One tried to bare its tiny fangs. Emma smiled fiercely. "Good. Show me your spirit. But stay behind me, stay low, and when I say run, you run to safety. Understand?" They nodded, wide-eyed. She stood up slowly, stepping forward alone, as the first wave of raiders screeched toward her. The raiders expected terror. They expected begging. They expected an easy kill. What they did not expect was for the small human to charge them. Emma moved with a brutal efficiency, honed by generations of human instinct. She seized a broken metal rod from the wreckage and wielded it like a spear, driving it into the first raider's gut with a feral cry. The invaders hesitated, momentarily stunned by the sheer audacity of their prey. Emma pressed the advantage. She smashed knees. She gouged sensitive eyes. She fought with the raw, savage fury of a mother bear, defending her cubs. And through it all, she shouted encouragement to the younglings. "Stay strong. Hold the line. You are warriors." The defense forces finally arrived minutes later, but by then, most of the raiders were either dead or limping away in terrified retreat. They found Emma bloodied and bruised, standing protectively over the cubs, every muscle trembling with adrenaline and exhaustion. The cubs clung to her legs and arms, their scales smeared with dirt and triumph. Not a single youngling had been lost. In the aftermath, as medical crews rushed in and the grounds were secured, High Matron Solgren personally approached the human. "You have done what even our greatest warriors might have failed to do," she said, bowing her massive head. Emma, wiping blood from a split lip, only smiled wearily. "They're just kids. No one threatens my kids." Solkvren's eyes glittered. She turned to the assembled crowd warriors, elders, parents, and cubs, and in a voice that carried across the fields, she declared, "Now we remember. Humans are not entrusted with our young because they are strong. They are entrusted because they are unbreakable. Because in the heart of every human beats a fury the stars themselves fear." From that day forth, no Krevthal, no predator, across the known galaxy ever questioned why humans were trusted with the most precious lives of all. Because when the worst came to pass, when darkness fell and death stalked near, it was the humans who stood in front of the children. It was the humans who bared their teeth, and it was the humans who refused to fall.